Giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We are streaming live on YouTube, and of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker. Still, boom. You know I'm coming through. Win, lose, or draw, I'm here for it all. Another loss to the Niners. What's new, man? What's new? Coming up, I will give you my morning initial thoughts, reactions to last night's happenings, both on the field and off. As my guy Nix would say, man, as the star turns, it's just never a dull moment, bro. Never a dull moment. We just can't have a normal day, a normal win, a normal loss. No. I can't do it. It's just, what are you going to do, bro?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I remember the times where we were getting turnovers, we weren't turning the ball over. We could run a little bit. We was getting sacks, we wasn't getting sacked. We was scoring points. Well, that was nice. Good morning, Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad!
I guess at some point, all that stuff just goes out the window. You can't do I guess everything comes to an end, right? All right, look, Mondays are always about the emotions from the game, so we're going to allow those things to flow. But I think some of our emotions are just, right, from this game, are absolutely just. So we'll get into all that. Plus, in the roundup, we got to talk about the off the field stuff, right? Let's get that out the way, and then we'll get on the field from the game. But off the field was a very strange start to the game and then ending to the game. Let's do it.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Boy, before they are barely off the plane, walking into the stadium, Cowboys Nation gets the nugget. Rico Dowdle's questionable because he got sick. Well, a little bit more has come out from that, or I'm not sure if it went like super public with reports or anything, but I did hear it on the radio that Rico Dowdle came down with a fever that ran over 100 and it didn't improve. So they downgraded him to out and active for the game. And the reason why it was very suspicious, and I think it still remains suspicious until we hear from maybe Rico himself, but you just never know with that, is because the timing, right? Like the timing is really weird. You call up Dalvin Cook. A couple weeks ago, Rico's coming off the best rushing performance of the season. The next week, he gets 3 carries. The next week, he's out. And now it's Zeke and Cook, right? Just really, really weird situation. Now, if he really was sick, then he was sick. Nothing you could do about it. I mean, I'd have to ask some players, but I don't know how many times I've heard, hey, my man came down with a fever before the game, so he's out. Didn't even get a chance to. Now, if he truly was up to 100, 304, whatever it was, and he couldn't go, you know. But you just hardly hear that. It was really, really strange. And I wonder if he speaks about it this week, or even if he does, just how genuine will he be? Is it just going to be straight up politically correct Hey, man, they said I was sick. I couldn't play. Next question. Is it going to be more transparent like Jordan Phillips? I ain't put me on IR. I'm fine. I'm interested to hear this. I am. But the big story following the game is what happened heading into the locker room. So after the loss, Trayvon Diggs essentially becomes a poster boy with this new era of athlete is, especially on this team, in my opinion. Mike Leslie, the beat reporter, in my opinion, sarcastically on Twitter, calls out Diggs on that long reception to Kittle. Somehow, Trayvon Diggs finds out before he even hits the locker room, and he confronts him. This is what Trayvon Diggs said to Mike Leslie.
Took from that? Out of that whole play, that's what you took from that? You don't know football. You can't do nothing that I do. You can't go out there and do nothing. Stay in your lane, buddy. Stop playing me, bro.
Just asking a question, Trayvon. I mean, I'm happy to have you answer the question.
Out of that whole play, that's what you took for that? That's what you got from that whole play, that's what you got from that?
I'm asking you. We can talk about it more. What were you doing then?
God, jeez. Just give me a second, yo. This team is so broken, man. All right, let me give you real life thoughts on this. I think this was extremely weak. Extremely weak from Trayvon Diggs. I get it, bruh. I know the frustration is boiling over. I get it. But how do you even see that tweet before you hit the showers, man? I mean, we on Twitter right now? Like, 3, 2, 1, game over, Twitter. I understand it's 2024, but for real? Okay. So even if you do see it before you hit the locker room, which, where do you put a phone on the side? I don't know how this happens. But even if you do see it, where's the self-control to be like, you know what? I'm going to be the mature one here. Take a breath and go shower, reflect. I'll holler at Mike later. I'll come talk to Mike Leslie. He going to be at the Star. He ain't going nowhere. He here every day. He right down the street, hit his DMs. Yo, what was that about? Let me tell you what I was looking. And then maybe Mike can give you, an explanation on what happened. Or you can give Mike an explanation on what happened. With that, that's weak to me, man. And it's just more evidence that this team is broken and not focused. It's tough, man, especially when you see one of your top guys. Like, this is one of your top guys. Like, none of your top guys are playing like top guys this year. But don't compound the situation. And we're going to talk about compounding here in a second. Don't compound the situation off the field. Oh. Talk about they call it a shit sandwich, right? Where you got good on the outside and shit in the middle. It was like not even a shit sandwich where the shit's in the middle. It was shit bread, shit in the middle, and the other piece of bread was shit. That entire night was just shit. Excuse my French. I don't know how else to explain it, man. Don't know how else to explain it. So Rico Dowdle comes down with a fever, and then to start the whole situation and to end it, Trayvon Diggs blows up. Before we get going into the game, I don't see no bomb. Let me get in here. So you're with Diggs. That's what I was going to ask. I didn't think there was going to be fans that really condone this, but if there are, I'm curious to know why. Am I being too hard on Diggs, calling that weak? I don't know. I think it's weak. I don't think Diggs is. I don't know Diggs personally, but I think that reaction to that was weak. I mean, you could have hollered at him after the fact. You could have talked to him later on. I mean, over a tweet. Anyway, man, let's move forward. I didn't expect many people. So nah, soft week. Yeah, I didn't expect many people to be siding with him in general. I don't know, man. There's a lot going on this year. That's just to me another example of this thing being completely broken from top to bottom, just completely broken. So you might see the thumbnail, saw it coming or whatever. Guys, if you watch the show, if part of me sometimes wishes, and I can't do that because of my obligation, I believe, to the viewers, but part of me wishes sometimes I just turned on games on Sunday, then once the game was over, I don't look into anything else and then turn it back on Sunday. And here's why. In trying to prepare and give you my thoughts and opinions and analysis on the upcoming game, you dive into things, you dig deep, you research, you watch film, and you come away feeling good about what you saw and what you need to do. The problem is, at least this year, I keep doing that, and then we're not doing none of it. And it just gets frustrating because when you see it sprinkled in, you see it work, and you're just like, it's more frustrating because I know these things can be successful. And all I did was ask for two things. And we're speaking offensively, by the way, here. The defense, we'll have conversations too. But this is going to be a big offensive day. I told y'all, I don't expect this defense to really carry this team at any point. I think the offense needs to. But what frustrated me the most is that I asked for two things offensively. Just two things. Simple things. And if they didn't do these things, what happened? I expected. I'm not lying here.
All the more reason why it'd be nice to be able to complement the pass game this week with the run game and then use some play action. But one thing I talked about, all week in watching the film against teams that have had success against the 49ers, you got to use at-snap motion. You got to use pre-snap motion. You have to get these guys thinking because this is a vision defense, Jesse. Yeah. And, those vision defenses, if they could just drop back into their spots and just not have to think about, oh, snap, they went from a 3-by-1 to a 2-by-2, and I got new responsibilities, or a concept that puts pressure on the corner, the deep safety, and they could just sit there. It's going to be a long – get ready for the picks for Dak Prescott. Yep. Get ready for the sacks that come. Just get ready for it because –
I ain't nobody, bruh. I ain't and I see these things and I'm like, oh, if you don't do these things, this will be the outcome. I said it on this show multiple times. I said it on Foot Show. I said it on the pregame show. That team has Dak's number. If you think you're just going to go out there, show no ability to be balanced, which means, hey, we got to run the ball. Show no creative ability and think you're just going to drop back and run straight lines, good luck. Get ready for the picks and get ready for the sacks. Which takes me to my morning thoughts. 3 of them here, but there's a million we can get at. But I have to lead off with Dak continues to press, which is amplifying the issues, not helping. I get it. We're going to talk about what they're lacking, the issues and all that stuff. But it seems like it's a weekly thing here where we're coming out and we're pressing right away. I keep saying it all the time. It feels like we're playing catch up right now. I use the joke. Dak makes a throw that's trying to score 14 points on one throw. He admits trying to play hero ball. We can't do it. Not every single play. I get it. You have no run game. I get it. You're one dimensional. I get it. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, it ain't like you got guys out there that they're, I get it, man. Defense ain't, sure, but you can't amplify it. That's my issue. You can't amplify the noise. You've got to quiet it a little bit. Sky, what about, Pat Mahomes? He threw 0 touchdowns and 2 picks, and they won the game by double. We ain't the Chiefs, boss. We don't got the best defense in the league. We don't got a coordinator that's going to lean on the ground game when things ain't going right. That can't run. So we got to reel this thing all the way in and say, if I'm Dak, bro, I just don't turn the ball over. Whatever else happens offensively to me is icing on the cake. Just don't make stupid throws. Just don't turn the ball. Take a sack. Throw it out of bounds. And hope like hell that something pops. That's how low the bar has gotten for me. I'm not even going to use the word put on a cape, be Superman, none of that stuff. It ain't happening in this offense. It ain't happening. It's over for that. So just don't turn the ball over. Don't amplify not having a run game. Don't amplify not being able to block it up. Don't amplify not having a legit weapon outside of CD Lamb at the receiver. Don't amplify your shitty play caller. Don't amplify the noise, bruh. At this point, make sure you get out the game saying, look, man, I did everything I could do here. Mike McCarthy's a liar. I've said this to you many times. I don't believe this dude. Don't believe in this dude. He's a certified liar. Many times he talks about complementary football, being balanced, da. He said this again. Quote, that's a huge part of complementary football. You know, we're losing the turnover ratio week in, week out. We're not going to be able to stop the run, stay committed to the run for 4 quarters. That's how we have to play. That's how we're going to play. We need to be better at it. We got to keep working. We did some things, but we got to stop the run and stay committed to the run for 4 quarters. Until we get that pattern working cohesively together, we're not playing to our strength. I asked this question a couple weeks ago. Are you not calling the plays, my man? Come on.
All the more reason.
He talks as if he's not the one calling the plays and putting these together. Until we get a pattern of working cohesively together, we never have peanut butter and jelly, cereal and milk. That never happens. We're not playing to our strength. Please tell me what that is, by the way. We have to be committed to the run for 4 quarters. You think? Commitment starts with being committed. It starts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you got to put it together on Sunday or Saturday or Monday, Thursday, whatever day you play. Committed means, damn, look at this. Mix it up a little bit. Got a little run game going. We get down to the red zone. We don't spread it out and throw it. Look at this. Zeke got 11-yard run. He's running hard. He's falling forward. We're getting 5 yards a pop. You don't stop doing that. You're a liar, sir. This is why I said to old boy, I said, I'm not listening to nothing here. Well, for what? He's gonna lie to me. You can't say, well, I'm just the head coach. This ain't my offense. It is your offense. You can make the plays. You can decide to be committed to the run game. You can mix it up a little bit. We don't have to get down to the red zone and go empty every time. Why the is Ezekiel Elliott? For those who've been on this show for years, y'all know the one thing that ticks me off. And Kellen did this a lot. When we go empty and Ezekiel Elliott is 50 yards to the sideline. For what? For what? So you're a liar, sir. But hey, you got to overcome that. Dak, you can't be pressing. You lying ass coach. You can't be pressing. And then finally, man, I'm not even getting emotional on this one. I just never. The defense showed who they were a long time ago. But the defensive turnovers and pass rush are gone. Like, that's a wrap, bro. Even when Micah comes back, I don't really expect much. You didn't have much of a pass rush with him. And look, I expected the turnovers to decrease because Zimmer even said it. He said, hey, man, we're going to be disciplined to the ball, so that means we're not going to have a lot of turnovers. I thought that too. I said, you're probably right, but golly, you're one of the worst turnover teams in the league. Even when a turnover hits you dead smack in the hand, we can't catch it. So not only do you have a shit offense, a shit plan, and your quarterback's playing like shit, your defense can't even give you anything to help that out. Again, peanut butter, no jelly. When the defense does get a stop, offensively, we can't get nothing going. Offensively, when you get something going, the defense can't get the ball back. It's just a cluster of an operation here. But again, I'm not finna get emotional about the defense, bro. I don't expect it even to improve when you do get Micah and Deron playing, but I don't. So I said last week, this is going to be on your offense. So I said in the offseason, it's going to be on your offense. So those are just some of my morning reactions, man. I mean, more of the same, really. This is not a shocker what happened last night. So, like I said, you saw this coming. Unless they changed up who they were, this is not a shocker to me. It played exactly like they've been playing. Straight up. So, well, did anything go well? I mean, let's get to our Specs Key Club player of the game here. I got to go with CeeDee Lamb. I mean, we're going to be cut and dry. This ain't going to be long. CeeDee Lamb finished the game with 13 receptions, $146, 2 touchdowns. I thought the first half, while a lot of receptions, it was efficient. I do think it was an underrated first half in the sense it was efficient. Not a lot of yards. It was like 40-something yards on 7 receptions. But then in that first half, it kind of kept things going. In the fourth quarter, that little spurt kept them alive. And CeeDee Lamb, finished with the big day. So, and really it's by default. It's by default. I'll give this to CeeDee Lamb. He's our Specs Key Club player of the game. Specs is your one-stop destination for unbeatable selections of beer, wine, liquor, and finer foods. Whether you're planning a party or looking for that bottle after the Cowboys just send you there, Specs has got you covered. And we talk about the Key Club player of the game. Here's why. The Key Club members gain points for purchases to access amazing offers such as the member discounts, special in-store events, birthday gifts, exclusive VIP events, access to limited release products, and so much more. The cool thing about Specs, man, if you can't get down there, they do have delivery to your doorstep. Or if you can't, you're in a hurry, you can't go inside the store, they have curbside pickup. All you gotta do is download the app, man. That's Specs. Cheers to you. Cheers to savings. And Specs is really, are not Specs, but the Cowboys are pushing me towards Specs. They're pushing me towards Specs. So just these are kind of just the jumbled thoughts. I did start some film watching. I kind of want to save it for tomorrow, but I got a feeling I'll probably talk about a little bit of it. But honestly, we'll get into details as we do that here. I promise you there's nothing different. And we'll break down the details and whatnot, but it's pretty much the same. A bland, one-dimensional offense, a quarterback that's pressing, a defense that, man, they're playing their hearts out as best they can, but they just, good Lord. I mean, all right, let's gonna get a little more jumbled. Let's go defense. We did talk about the offense. We'll go back and forth. We'll get a couple calls. Donovan Wilson, what made them think that he was going to come in this game and be able to guard George Kittle? Wyatt Thomas sitting on the bench. And y'all know I like Donald, but I got to call a spade a spade. I don't like Donald doing that. Such a disappointing season for the safeties, man. And it's frustrating. I know some people are going to say the money, right? Like, just look at the money. That's why it's still out there. Then grow some cojones and piss off the boss by sitting him down, which I don't think that's really the case. I watched Michael Gallup get his snaps decreased last year. Why can't you do it defensively? What do you got to lose? Isaac Guerrero, 4th round pick. We talked about him on this show a lot. Really wanted him. Something happened to Jordan Mason early in that game. They plug and play their 1, 2, 3, third or fourth back, and he just goes off and gets 6 yards of pop on you. You're not going to be able to stop. Like, any team that can run the ball, you're not stopping the run. We can try to put a lipstick on a pig all we want. 243 rushing yards? I ain't putting no lipstick on that pig. Pass rush? Gone. Forget about it. Eviscerated. He can just sit. He just was sitting back. Honestly, I mean, you were fortunate as hell to not be losing in the first half. Holding calls, calling back touchdowns. Old boy just airmailing stuff, drops, inaccuracies. It wasn't like you were doing much defensively in that first half any goddamn way. They was just they was beating themselves. But you're in the game. You have the lead. The one thing you can't do is do what you've been doing all year in the third quarter. Is just getting whooped out the gate. Nick Eatman had that stat, and I'm gonna keep monitoring all year. Dallas out the gate in the first quarter, outscored something like 31-6, 31-9, whatever. Dallas out the gate in the third quarter, outscored 30-6. What happens coming out the game? You come out, go 5 and out, 6 and out, whatever it was, punt. They come down and get a field goal. What happens coming out in the third quarter? They come out, go 5 plays, 60 yards, touchdown. By the way, I think it was a couple special teams plays too. So special teams, you don't get a pass today. Kick the ball short of the 20. They get it on the 40. 5 plays later, touchdown. Very next special teams play, kickoff. What they did the little toss. It was supposed to be behind. So you get a penalty. Now you're starting off at the 10-yard line. What happens? We compounded, right? Instead of saying, hey, man, it's 13-10. We don't got to press here. We come out, slant flat, 1 yard play to Jake Ferguson. Next play, spread it out, tunnel screen, which is a long handoff, to, who was it? CeeDee Lamb. Third play, for the love of God. For the love of the football gods. Let me say this. I don't want to bring him in. Get rid of sprint left, right. Get rid of it. They go sprint left, forget half. They cut the field into a third. And he makes, like he said, probably one of the most boneheaded throws of his career. Well, I got to try to get it to CD. Just throw it out of bounds, punt the ball. Nope. Try to throw the CD, interception. I don't know, man. I don't have the answers, bro. His team is disjointed. It's broke. Next possession. All right, let's keep going. Okay, they go down and score. All right, man. You're down 20-10. Not insurmountable. Right? You don't got to give up on anything. What do? First play, you get 6 yards from Zeke. Oh, man, great. Second play, pass, shotgun. Third play, shotgun, pass, incomplete. Pressures and all this. How in the hell is he allowed to back on that? It's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Then what happens when you start doing the things that actually work against the 49ers? What happens when you start doing at snap, pre-snap motion? Oh my gosh. What happens when you start making these linebackers think, damn, CeeDee Lamb getting wide open, ain't he? What happens when you actually stop leaving Terrence Steele one-on-one with Nick Bosa? Damn. Wow. What a thought. Why does it take 3.5 quarters or what the hell ever to start doing those things? I don't get it. But you know what? You got to overcome it. Hey, man. To be fair, you got to overcome it, bro. As a 88, 4, 87, 70. Oh man, I was watching some stuff. 70 and 73. Look. I don't give a damn about grades, but I do want to see the pressures and stuff. 70 and 73 in this game. Well, of course, Terrence too. You can go 1-on-1 with Bosa. I mean, we expected that, right? That's why in their key matchup we said, help him, help me. But 70 and 73. You go look at the game, the last play of the game. 73 is doing a stinky leg. 70 is doing a stinky leg. Malik Collins whoops Tyler Smith. Now Dak has to roll out, cut in the field again in the third, not a half, and throw it up to Brooks. This team's broken, bro. Toxic, I know you can't. But that's just the realities, man. People are not going to care about nothing else, man. Even some smart football fans just, they don't care about the context. They don't care about nothing else. Just overcome it. That's the reality, man. They not going to do nothing for you up there in the booth or in the box. You don't have any advantages week in, week out on the sideline. It is up to these players to overcome it. And again, just a little bit I did watch. It was another dreadful day from top to bottom, man. It's dreadful. All right, let's get to a couple calls, man. OG B Bird, good morning, good sir.
Hey, what's up, Scott? How you doing today, man? I know it's a tough day.
It's just, it's kind of getting numbing, but it's just getting frustrating because I'm tired of looking into this stuff, preparing, studying, and seeing it, and then we implement none of it. It's annoying.
So Mike's press conference is kind of funny because Mike talked like 2 years ago, and Kellen Moore is still offense coordinator.
Yo, facts. he act like Schottenheimer's out there calling the plays. Mike, you calling the plays, dog?
It's crazy. Everybody's like shaking their head like, wait a minute, you calling the plays? What's going on?
Hey, man, we got to be committed. We just got to be more committed. And until we do that, wait a minute, you in charge of the commitment.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, but I'll tell you this, man. This season was lost in March. You had a lame-duck coaching staff. You lost Tyron and Biotis, not just the talent, but the experience. I think we started to lose some, the experience with Guyton and BB. They just don't have it. We lost Pollard, which was our best running back, and looking back at it now. We lost Hankins and Gilmore and Fowler and Armstrong. The last two was depth pieces.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing about it is I think we as Cowboys fans kind of suffer from Stockholm syndrome. What we do is we look at things after they make moves and be like, oh, I can see how that works. Just about the traction is, but we do that to make ourselves feel better. But if you really look at it, man, I asked this question after the Lions game. I said, Scott, what group are we better than the Lions? But I'll ask the same thing for the 49ers. They have a better O-line than us. The quarterback played better than ours. Wide receivers, tight ends, they're better than us. Running backs, they're better than us. D-line, they're better than us. Linebackers, they're better than us. And DBs, they're better than us. They're just a better team. And so we're trying to make these things out like, we don't have the players, man. We cannot get a pass rush.
And B-Bird, that's fair, too. No. Because one thing I have not said, which is the reality of the situation, no matter how many homers try to homer their way into thinking this is a bad football team. I probably should have started off with that. This is a bad football team. Granted, injuries are helping the fact that it's a bad football team, but there is nothing from top to bottom that says otherwise. I don't care how homeristic you want to be. If you are truly remove the homer helmet and look at this team objectively, even before this game, bro, it's been a bad football team that's been getting by.
Yeah. It is a bad football team, man. And so that's just what it is, y'all. This is the expectation. And I don't see us going to the playoffs, to be honest with you. And I saw this after the New Orleans game when I saw I was like, man, we getting drugged. And we couldn't stop anyone. And so we just got a combination of now we're not even getting turnovers anymore.
Bro.
So that masks some things, but we're not even doing that. We can't rush the quarterback to even make him make quick decisions.
No. And the thing about this offense that you were going up against, if we talked about keeping him in the pocket. He got 56 rushing yards because he got out the pocket running.
Yeah.
But we talked about making him have to beat you from the pocket. The problem is, though, if you couldn't get some pressure on him, you can't cover on the back end against these routes. We talked about 3 things they did well that you were terrible at. They run the ball well, you suck at stopping the run. They throw the ball across the middle of the field, you are terrible, in fact, the worst at defending intermediate routes, right? And then they do a lot of pre-snap, at-snap motion shifts and things, and you were the worst team defending that too. All of those things came to fruition in this game. You couldn't stop the run whenever they decided they wanted to do it. Purdy was able to sit back there and file his nails and just hit a whole bunch of over routes or slants and just killing you across the middle of the field. You're lucky he missed Debo a couple times. You're lucky they caught a touchdown back on a holding. You're just lucky, right? And then you couldn't deal with their post-snap, pre-snap stuff. So checkmate.
So our formula last year, Sky, was get the lead early, make the other team have to pass the ball. Make the other team have to pass the ball and get after them with Parsons and then our secondary was picking the ball off. We can't even get into that, man, because we're actually doing the opposite of that right now. And I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna get off, man. What our O-line is so compromised right now. We cannot pass protect on the left tackle nor the right tackle. I don't know anyone that's playing good. Martin's playing bad, and BB's playing okay. Do you think that that's changing our play calling? He's afraid to maybe let some developing plays, late developing plays, even call them because he's afraid of we can't protect.
I do think it's a thought process in his head, right? Like he's even admitted that he's thinking about it, which is fine. But then when you go look at the plays that are developing plays, there's nothing to them. B Bird,
yeah, wow.
They're running straight down the field. They're not doing any like we've seen. I mean, you go watch the tape. You'll see there's guys running down the field. But there's nothing. We're so spread out. We talked about this going into this game. You cannot spread dudes all the way out and just run into these zones, bruh. You cannot be stagnant. You got to make these guys think. When they did make them think, when they sent Floods one way, CeeDee Lamb the other way with the tight end grabbing the linebacker. Guess what? CeeDee Lamb gets wide open, right? When they did do bunch formations and different, they got open. But when you're just going to run right into this defense, good luck, brother. Like you're not going to get off on these dudes that way, and you got the film to prove that for the last 3-4 years. Yeah,
and Scott, I'll just say this, man. If you really go back and look at it, honestly, in March and April, and just look at it, and just take the Dallas Cowboy name off of it. If you tell me a team that went 12-5. Let that many veterans walk, and then replace those guys. Hey, Guyton might be good in 26 or 27, but for the 2024 team, like what they put on the field for 2024, man, it's not a competitive team.
Nope.
And I'm talking now, take away scheme, and you just take a look at the players they're putting in position. They're still not a competitive team. I mean, that's just what it is. And so what they're putting out there is pretty much what I expect from that team. And I'm gonna get off and I'll talk to you later. I'll continue to listen, man. I appreciate you, bro.
No, thanks, man. Appreciate you, B Bird. Yeah, that's fair. And a lot of people, damn, audio. Check. A lot of people have been saying that from jump, right? Like, come on. A lot of people have been saying that from jump. Didn't do enough in the offseason. That's clear as day. We talk about that a lot in the offseason. But all right, the season's here now. How do you use the guys you have to try to get an advantage or prepare better or whatever? It has not happened. And then injuries happen, right? There's a lot of, again, homers that believe this offensive line was going to be better. It's not. It's regressed to the means. There's a lot of homers who thought that given this O-line, lack of weapons in the backfield, lack of utilizing your weapons you even have or weapons outside of CeeDee Lamb, that Dak was just automatically just going to be MVP again. No. None of that's happening. There's nothing you're doing on the offensive side. I'm just talking offensively. Again, defensively, come on, man. I mean, your defense is not good. You knew they weren't going to be good when you lost Micah Parsons, Sam Williams, D-Law, Marshawn Nealon. They weren't even good with a couple of those dudes. So it's just a compounding effort of suckery right now. But yeah, B-Bird. I mean, I can't deny that in March, April, May, June, July, whatever, they set this thing up to make an uphill battle. Like your owner, president, general manager legitimately came out here and was like, nah, man, these young guys, da-da-da. And then when he got pressed, he was like, well, I understand there's going to be mistakes and yada, yada, yada because they're young. We told you that months ago. What you thought that, just because there's youth to them, after 6, 7, 8 weeks, they were automatically going to be better than the unit that you had offensively, automatically going to be better than what you had last year from a weaponry standpoint. No, man. My one of my issues every year, no matter if the Cowboys do well or not, and B. Bird knows I say this all the time, they don't do anything to get better. They do just enough to remain the same. And when other teams are doing things to get better, you're eventually going to get left behind. We look at 12-5 and 12-5 and 12-5. All you did was do stuff to remain the same. You never got better. You never did enough to not just catch up, but hey, maybe jump above this team, that team, this team, that team. You might did enough to, hey, we're back to that 12-5 type of situation. And the problem is happening now with injuries and everything. The minute the play diminishes, the minute the talent diminishes, the minute you don't have enough to keep up with certain teams, and now you don't have that advantage on the sideline, which you really never did, you're seeing this play out in real time. You're seeing the fruit of your labors play out in real time. You can no longer hide behind your top guys getting the job done. Now, you don't have some other dudes, and it is what it is. You lean on those guys, but you can't hide behind it anymore because now your top guys ain't playing well. Dak's not playing well. CD not playing well. Diggs not playing well. Terrence, and we're talking about the player guys, not playing well. Zach, not playing well. Tyler Smith has had a very inconsistent year. Harley, I don't want to look at the rooks. The rooks I knew the rooks were going to have growing pains. You don't have a talented backfield. You don't have a scheme to mitigate any of these issues. You rely on your top guys to be the top guys, and you only got a handful of them right now. And if they're not on, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. Straight like that. Nacho, good morning, good sir.
My man, I could feel your frustration, and I'm in complete agreement. It's frustrating. For the most part, all year round, I did not expect much this year. To your point and to everybody's point, because we did not do anything to address the team, to make the team better or improve it. Therefore, what we have on the field is what we have on the field. And the continued inconsistencies of questioning whether scheme and play calling and coaching and we can keep going. The bottom line is this team is not getting any much better.
No.
And it's clear, right? it's clear. It's there.
Yeah.
Let me see. And last night was just you were in the game, with obviously with both teams.
Please don't mess
decimated with injuries and all that. We were there, but yet we're just in critical times. We just can't elevate and do what we need to do, guy.
I feel your apologies. I'm trying to pull this thing up so I can have it up here for you guys in a second here. Sure. Yeah, man, it's more of the same, brother. It's more the same. Again, to me, this isn't shocking because unless they changed who they've been this season, I saw this coming, and they didn't change who they were. They didn't become a team that would be balanced to take some pressure off the pass game. The quarterback didn't stop pressing, right? The offensive scheme remained to be awful. Nothing changed. And look, again, the defense wasn't great either. But to me, the offense was going to have to be the one to kind of win this game for you.
No, absolutely. And I felt that the defense, I felt that this was probably one of Mike Zimmer's best game preparation playing on defense based on the personnel that we had on the field. I thought they did a pretty good job for the most part. Other than our safeties, our safety play, oh my God, it's just awful.
I'm not as high on it as you are, but I'll give you the first half, the preparation part. I'll give you that. because they came out and again, they touchdowns were called back. Old boy just airmailing balls, whatever. But they fought and they stayed in it. But the other team made adjustments and they came out the gate, bing, 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 3 straight touchdown drives. And I can't just ignore that from the defense. But again, they fought their hearts out as best they could. I didn't expect this defense to really be good anyway against this team. They give up 500 yards. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't look at that as a moral victory. Can't do it.
No, I mean that's straight point. Lastly, let me just say, I think I'm at the point where, we're obviously in the brinks. This next stretch is going to dictate the season, obviously, but I'm at that point where we're at. I mean, I think if I did hear you correctly, is that this is not a good team. This is not necessarily a playoff team right now.
No.
So if it's not going to be that, Sky, hey, I'm perfectly okay as optimist. I mean, I'm a very optimistic person, regardless. Every year, and
it's one thing to be optimistic. And I'm not saying this is you. It's another thing to just be straight up delusional. I mean, I see certain takes week in, week out where it's like, I mean, just say I'm a homer. Just say it, because like what the hell are you watching out here that gives you this uber confidence that they're going to do X, Y, Z, right? It's another thing. But okay, this is what they need to do to get a victory. This is how they can do it. But to come out here and play this fake tough because you're a fan, like, look, man, I'm not trying to tell nobody how to be a fan. I'm really not. I'm sorry if it comes off that way, but there has to be some reality of what you're seeing. Like, why ignore the obvious going into some of these matchups and try to, I guess, I think steers some of the fans in the wrong direction. That's why I don't like to do that, because I don't want to steer y'all in the wrong direction. But I digress.
Sky, lastly, okay, these 2 points. This team, without a doubt, in my opinion, is in need of a new voice, a new direction, a new structure. We need that, and if it means that we can be in the top 10 or top 15 in the draft, I'm good with it. And I'll leave you with that.
All right, brother.
All right, my man.
I was talking to Jesse about that. Like, even if these fools do get a top, excuse me, whatever pick, they're not savvy enough to flip that. They're going to be like, hey, man, draft and develop. You're going to take whatever guy at number 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever the hell it may be, and be like, yep, this is how we're going to win. We're going to continue to draft young players and lean on these young players and hope that they get you over the hump. I don't know what else more you need to see. But again, that's an off-season discussion. But because me personally, I these picks, get me dudes that can play. I've been saying that for years. Like, there's times where you got to obviously lean on the picks, but there's times where it's like, all right, let's go for this thing. Let's go for the juggler. Let's go get a dude or dudes. Nah, we got to draft Mozzie and Luke Schoonmaker and then try to pump up Luke Schoonmaker to the fan base. Marshawn Nealon's the savior. Tyler Guyton's the savior. Yeah, all right, man. And maybe in 2-3 years, and by that time, guess what? Other guys is leaving. You got to pay these dudes. Don't pay them. It's just a forever cycle in the way we build this thing. But don't compound it. Overcome it. Go out there and overcome this shit organization. You got to do it. This is Kurt Warner. Kurt said, man, this Cowboys tape is a tough watch again. Play design, details, execution, because can't be sure which it is. Dak not playing well, etc. It would be so frustrating watching this as an O. It is. I've told you guys this before. I even seen this tweet. Oh, and I say down here, it's an eyesore. Watch when you go back. It's like, what did we learn anything from last year? Did we learn anything? You come off the bye, and that's what we got. We come out the first, 3rd, and 5. This is what I knew. I looked at Jesse, saw these boys are shook. The first 3rd and 5, ladies and gentlemen. Shotgun, read option with Hunter Lipke. And there's no shot on Hunter. This ain't a dig at Hunter. I got nothing bad to say about Hunter. But are you kidding me? I knew it right there. I said, oh, this. You can really forget about it, bro. 3rd and 5. Yeah, I think you had a little bit of. I think you were moving the ball a little bit. Let me see here. You got a first down. Okay, you got a first down. Where we at here? You throw a short pass to Lamb. You get 5 yards. We make it 3rd and manageable, and you go shotgun. Read option with Jake Ferguson the lead block. If Dak decides to pull it to Hunter Lipke. Honest question here. When y'all saw that, what was y'all feeling? Because my feeling was, oh, this. Here we go. What was y'all feeling when y'all saw that, man? To me, the picks didn't surprise me. For those who might have missed it, I'll play it again. That didn't surprise me. I knew that was coming if we were going to be doing what we did. But 3rd and 5, did you give up already? Let me see. Toxic said I laugh. I hit him with the James Harden meme. That's what we doing today. All right. Again, it wasn't surprising to me the outcome of the offensive game. Like, it wasn't.
All the more reason why it'd be nice to be able to complement the pass game this week with the run game and then use some play action. But one thing I talked about, all week in watching the film against teams that have had success against the 49ers, you got to use at-snap motion. You got to use pre-snap motion. You have to get these guys thinking because this is a vision defense, Jesse. Yeah. And, those vision defenses, if they could just drop back into their spots and just not have to think about, oh, snap, they went from a 3x1 to a 2x2, and I got new responsibilities, or a concept that puts pressure on the corner, the deep safety, and they could just sit there. It's going to be a long – get ready for the picks for Dak Prescott. Yep. Get ready for the sacks that come. Just get ready for it because –
I was ready. That's why look, I'm a passionate guy, so I'm delivering my opinions with passion. But at the end of the day, I'm like, this doesn't shock me. This doesn't shock me. This is who this team is. I'm more disappointed, right? Just disappointed. Reek, good morning, good sir.
Hey, what's going on, Sky? What's going on, Cowboy Nation? Sad Monday. But this is my thing Monday. About this. So this is my thing about this team. People that's listening to Jerry Jones with this bullshit at the end of every season, go jump off the nearest bridge, because y'all the ones that's messing up this organization by not putting the pressure on this dude Jerry Jones, man. He over here messing up, man. He crying like an old person that don't know what like he don't know what's going on. He don't know what's happening, but he has all the power and the keys to the damn car and ain't doing nothing to help us. Fire, goddamn Mike McCarthy. Get his ass out of here. Because I've been pissed off since, I keep bringing this up. I've been pissed off since that first San Francisco playoff game at the crib. I've been pissed off with him and his comments since then, talking about, oh, this team wasn't ready. They look scared and all that. Yeah. Dude, you the head fucking coach. You the one supposed to shock some life into these dudes, man. Mm-hmm. Put somebody in the locker or something, man. God dang, man. It's like, it's the same recurring bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm at the point with Mike McCarthy. You should just quit. Because ain't nothing going in your favor. Like, why you still here? Just to get a check?
Don't quit. But show some damn fight. I'm tired of them. Show some life, man. Like, this when they actually did, it was funny because last week, if you remember, Riga's like, hey, man, we going to get like a real scuffle or something, right? Then they show life. They showed some fight, and they fought in that first half or whatever. but your coach just feels dejected. I said this a couple weeks ago. I'm like, listen to this dude for what? Because listen to him. He just sounds like, man, we just gotta go out here and do this. This guy out of here, man.
He's not bringing no charge, like some leadership to this team, man.
No,
it's like, come on, man.
What does he do? What do you do here?
He don't do nothing.
What do you do here? Your scheme is trash. Your play calling is trash.
It's trash, bro.
You're not motivating the goddamn fly out there. What do you do, bro? All the mics can go, man. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just.
Yeah, man. Is it just me?
Tired of people putting the cape on for this guy. Get him the hell out of here.
Get him out of here, man. It's been time for him to go for a minute. Yo, man. Is it just me, or have we been the team that's been starting off the first quarter slow and starting off the beginning of the third quarter slow?
No,
and they want to turn it on at the goddamn end of the fourth quarter. Now they want to turn it on. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man.
Nick
that was bull, man.
Nick Eatman dropped the stat about them starting off. I mean, not that you needed a stat, but he gave us the real numbers to see. Out the gate, they're slow in the first quarter. Out the gate in the third quarter. The third quarter has been their Achilles heel quarter for 2 years. It's been their Achilles heel quarter. And then, but see, last year, your offense was in the flow enough to where they would storm in the fourth and they would, score a bunch of points. Your offense can't get jack going now anyway. And then when they do, get a few possessions going, it's too late. You run out of time,
And then my thing is too, man. Yo, man, why is Brooks still on the goddamn field, man? Get him off the field. I don't care if the rookie fumbled the ball. That was a rookie mistake. That dude got open. That dude caught the ball. Let's see some more from him. And then Donovan Wilson and Hooker, man, get them dudes out of here, man.
Yeah.
Them dudes messing up back there, man. They're terrible. They're terrible, bro. And they breaking this, man. I'm just so tired of the Joneses with this. If we pay these guys, they got to stay on the field. They got to stay on the field even if they stinking up the joint. So what you paid them? Phase them out. Bring the people in that's going to do the job.
No, my bad.
That's
I'm trying to go find the snap count.
Yeah, man. So that's basically my whole thing with this team, man. This team does not. You can see everybody, even that comment that Diggs made. You can tell these dudes are frustrated as hell. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that the coach staff is saying to them, they're not buying in. You can tell. And they tired of Mike McCarthy shit. It's time to get him out of here, bro. I'm just.
His voice is ringing.
It's a bad product, man.
Hollow in that locker room. I can tell you that for a fact, man. Them dudes ain't listening to that, man. What is there to listen to? What is Mike going up there like? Come on. Anyway, I won't get back on that. Marquise Bell and Wyatt Thomas played 3 snaps apiece in this game.
Yeah, but my whole thing is when you're bringing them in. You're bringing them in at the end of the shit show.
3 snaps.
You're not letting them come out.
3 snaps. They need to play way more than that. I mean, the minute you saw Dono getting worked by George Kittle's, all right, bet. Let me go get an actual guy that can cover and man on him.
Exactly, but they don't do it though, because they still listen. I don't understand. If somebody was already threatening my job, if I'm a coach, I'm gonna do everything I want to do. Because you're going to fire me anyway. So why not just do everything I think to do is right? Forget who you paying. If they out there getting burnt,
if you're talking
I'm putting somebody else
in. Zim ain't he ain't going to catch no heat from the Jones. Them is his boys. But Mike, I just truly believe Mike doesn't have a clue. I'm at this point now where he doesn't have a clue what to do here. And he only knows one way. And his way is not working. And so I think we're an incompetent bunch on that sideline. Yeah. Incompetent. And you wonder why we look incompetent on the field.
They're incompetent. Then at the same time, too, the Joneses are incompetent. Well, by not putting a better roster together for this guy to go do something with him. And then waiting till the last minute to sign Dak. They on some bullshit over there, man. But that's all I got to say, though, Sky. Thank you for letting me vent.
Sure.
But I am so tired of this product they putting on the field and everybody else in the league trying to get better. And we ain't doing nothing. Tired of it, bro. All right, man. Cowboys for life.
Hey, but facts. But we gotta overcome it, Reek. We gotta beat the Niners defense with Tolbert and Turpin and Brooks running straight lines. We running 5'0" Cavante Turpin down the sideline on the boundary with YOLO balls and jump balls. Hey, don't get me wrong. I talk about this in the post-game show. I mean, catch the damn ball, number one. I mean, you couldn't have handed it to him better. But why is he doing that? You know what I mean? And we talked about, putting stress on these safeties when you are running. Like, bro, I watched a third down play. So infuriating. They spread that. Everybody spread all the way out. All verts. All verts. Not like all verts and then somebody underneath on the deep over. All verts. Oh. Jake Ferguson, delay release. I hate it here, man. Give me some life. I said it last week. If you just said get they gone, that's more life in my opinion than what you're currently rolling out there weekend. What do you think? You think anything finna change? The Falcons ain't sweet. Who was there here last week? Like, hey man, these next 3 games, the Falcons ain't sweet. We can hate Philly all we want. They ain't sweet. Guess who's on the other side there calling the defense? Mr. Blueprint. Guess what Philly doing? They can run the ball. Think Houston's sweet? You ain't been watching Houston then. You think them damn Washington football people sweet? You ain't been watching them either then. We the sweet ones. Good morning, Deshaun.
Okay. Let me start off with this.
Deshaun, let me just if you about to go off on a put the kids to bed rant, just keep it to a minimum. That's all I'm saying. Keep it to a minimum.
I'm not. Okay. At this point, I'm not.
I feel you.
This man, Mike McCarthy, is the most annoying coach that, and not ever, but I have seen in a long time, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's like, Scott, I'm walking to you in your face, and I'm telling you, hey, I have to do this. It's like an addict. Like, hey, I know I have to stop drinking. I have to stop smoking. Like, I know I got to do these things. And then you turn around for 1 second, that man's still doing the same thing. That makes no sense. And I get it. I know Zeke is not the best running back in the league. Dalvin Cook is not the best running back in the league. But that drive where we ran the ball and we walked our way down the field, that is unexcusable to go in the red zone and throw the ball 3 times. Unexcusable.
We went down there, got to the 10-yard line. This is all jokes aside. And the very first play, empty, Ezekiel Elliott out on the boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then also, another thing that irritates me more than anything, God, you see Donald getting effing cooked. You see it. It's clear as day. It is clear as day. And no adjustments or no changes happen. And that's the most irritating thing about this team. They don't care. And I know I'm not trying to challenge their management or nothing, but it just feels like the coaching staff does not care. Because if I'm Wanye Thomas, I'm like, this man getting cooked over and over and over again. And also you're putting him in a bad position where Scott, you can't cook this man. And you are just you are a person.
I don't know about all that. I'll pull a goddamn hamstring, Chuck.
Hey, you might, but I promise you better. I guess you catch the ball and Donald ain't gonna get to you. So it's so frustrating and it's so annoying that, like I said, we can blame whatever. We can blame Dak. We can blame front office. You can blame the whole 9 yards. But the fact of the matter is,
total cluster F.
As players, as men, you have to have some pride. When they was pushing and fighting each other and stuff like that, I wanted to see that because that is pridefulness. But see, when you go out there and not watch film, Scott, they had 2 weeks. You had 2 weeks,
and that's what you came out with.
What the heck were you doing? Please tell me what you're doing. It is National Tight Ends Day, and I'm like, where's Ferguson at? Where's Ferguson at? Where's Ferguson at? You know what they want to do? They want to throw the ball over there to Schoonmaker.
2 weeks, bro. And the very first third down play, you run a read option with Hunter Lip.
And so that's the most annoying thing. It's like, Scott, these players are begging and waiting to make impacts. But the coaching, the front office, they won't let them do that type of things. Like Ferg just came off a great season last year, and you don't want to target the middle.
You don't want to feature him. No.
I promise you.
No.
Most annoying.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. I don't even know if it's even in our playbook to attack the middle in a way that most modern offenses are doing it. I don't think so. I joked around talking about how this is a sharp offense. Meaning, when I mean sharp, I don't mean they're playing sharp. I mean, if you look at the route combinations, it ain't nothing but sharp stuff. It's either a straight line down the field, it's a comeback that's sharp, or it's a slant. There's no the only non-sharp routes are the meshes that are within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. I promise you, that's it. I promise you. So you're not seeing. I kept looking over to Jesse, and I was like, bro, look how they're using Kittle. Do you see Kittle every play? And this is my new bit for Jake Ferguson. Every damn play for Jake Ferguson is in the flats, all flats, fried hard with veggie sticks on the side. All flats, bro. There's nothing with him doing over routes 10 yards down the field. There's nothing with him doing kind of a wheel route. Like the Kittle had a great play last week where they had him on a wheel out the backfield. There's nothing. They're not allowing him to do whips like they did against. It's all flats or run down the field. Say it with me. And turn it around. With Jake Ferguson, bro. We're treating Jake Ferguson like he Luke Schoonmaker. I digress. Go ahead. In closing.
Go ahead. And what was pissing me off was when we start coming back. That when it started angering me. And I'm gonna tell you why it started angering me. CeeDee Lamb's the number one receiver, Scott. And you did one simple thing. You went across the middle because they shifted one way. CeeDee Lamb went the other way. That threw it there. I didn't see a person in the CeeDee Lamb area. Like that whole camera area, I didn't see nobody over there. I said, are you serious?
Were you talking about the touchdown?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know why, bro? You want to know why he got open like that? Because you made the linebackers think. I don't know how many times I said this during the week. They ran it's kind of a bit of a high-low flood situation where they had, I can't remember who it was. I mean, I can go look at it. If they're tight end plus, I think it was Tolbert. Tolbert ran the higher level of the over route, and then whoever the number 2 was ran the lower level of the over route. And right behind that, you had CeeDee Lamb crossing those linebackers. So when you got the number 2 wide receiver or tight end crossing the linebacker, he bites on that, abandons his responsibility. CeeDee Lamb gets wide open because they struggle with passing these things off on film. It's there. That's why they struggle with middle of the field stuff. They weren't passing it off very well. But Dallas was not attacking the middle. There's a play. I can't. I think it might have been in the fourth quarter sometime. I'll bring it up tomorrow. For whatever reason, I think you had Tolbert running a clear, a 9, just trying to clear stuff out. And CeeDee Lamb runs a goddamn 7 route, flag route, whatever you want to call it. If he just runs a post or a dig the middle of the field is smack wide open. Open. But for whatever reason, we want to run everything to the damn sidelines. And I'm just like, there's no way you can go back to the side, look at the tablet and be like, oh, wait, let's continue to run these damn boundary routes and not attack the middle. I don't get it.
But what I do, because I think McCarthy's throwing in the towel, guys. I think he's throwing in the towel. In his way, he's like, all right, cool, I'm done with this season. He's ready to be done. The player's ready to be done, and Jerry's ready to be done. Get him
if he's ready to be done, which I just think he is who he is, then he needs to not be coaching anymore, man. Let him go. Let him go enjoy retirement or whatever. Yeah, we ready to be done.
And last statement from me, Sky Golston, I'm not mad at him. I just wish he caught it. I just wish he caught that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it would have changed the whole game, but man, they got to work on their hands, man. But that's all for me.
Hey, appreciate you, Deshaun.
Appreciate you.
I'm trying to find that play. That's too many plays. I'll find it later. But yeah, man, it was Again, like I said, I watched some of them. I'm still watching in passing, but obviously I'll do a detailed breakdown for us tomorrow. It was just really frustrating. Even the last drive, like the things you did prior to that last drive, concepts to get CeeDee Lamb open, snap motion that was really getting him wide the hell open. You abandoned it. You completely went away from it. You spread it out. You got real stagnant and lackadaisical pre-snap, and you said, "Hey man, just go out here, run down the field, turn around, and hope like hell that you're open." In the very first play, who do you think they're going? Like, you know where they're going. Dak know exactly, they know where you going, and you still try to throw the damn thing to him and almost got it intercepted. You did nothing to try to, hey, let me grab this linebacker here. Let me grab this. You told CeeDee Lamb to just go run a deep end, nothing underneath, nothing to do nothing, and had 3 dudes just waiting for you to do that. All right, bet. What we going to do the second play? Get beat up front, roll out, incomplete. All right, bet. What we going to do the third play? We going to throw it to 5'0" interpret down the sideline. Great pass. Put it on the money. Got to catch it. But all right, okay, what we going to do on this play? Tyler Smith gets whooped, roll out. Not that the concept was great anyway. I mean, you're going to go back and y'all going to see. This is hilarious. Rolls out, tries to make a play, game over. I don't know what you do with this. How do I watch? I'm watching the first games of slate, which is amazing games. And look, man, people can sit here and be and moan about me respecting Ben Johnson all you want. Yep, there's people that try to diminish Ben Johnson, by the way. Brother, if a team can score 52 points and the quarterback has 85 passing yards, in what world do you diminish that man? Could you imagine you finish a game here with 85 passing yards? We would lose the game by 52 points. That has to be I mean, it might not be a record because, 1920s and 30s teams didn't throw the ball. But, I mean, modern day football, 85 passing yards by to start quarterback, and they score 52? Come on, man. Cooper Rush would have won us the game. We back on this? Okay. Oh, buddy. Oh, man. Let's see, we back. John from Portugal. Don't hear from John much, man. John must be pissed off. He calling into the show. What's up with you, John?
I'm not pissed off. I'm fatalistic is what I am. Basically, the Cowboys have this mantra, we like our guys, right? We like our guys, we sign our guys. They got 27 free agents at the end of this year. You think Jerry likes his guys right now?
And I guarantee you think probably 25 of them 25 of them doesn't matter.
I hate our guys. I'm getting a bunch of new guys.
Right? I mean, no offense, not to diminish those guys, but I bet you if I go look at it, the 25 of them is like, all right, okay. It's not like you can't replace that dude.
I know I was actually looking at the list, and there's some good players in the the 25 free agents.
Who besides D-Law, Zach Martin are we like, oh my God, we got to sign him back?
No, exactly. I mean, seriously, they could let them all go and re-sign guys, and I think they would.
And I don't even think you got to say that about Zach and D-Law, but I mean, I'm just like, who are we like? We have to bring this dude back. Maybe J. Lou. Maybe
I was thinking Brian.
Oh damn! You're right about that one. Brian Anger got to come back. Brian Anger, you're right.
I love J. Lou. He's actually been my favorite player.
Yeah, J. Lou. I get J. Lou, but anyway, go ahead.
But in all honesty, I think this might be the year where they don't like their guys, and I
mean, who they sign last year?
I'm not mad at this.
Who they bring back last year for
right,
like that?
But I just think this is that year where they kind of go, okay, and next, I just wonder if this isn't a year where Dallas is actually really active in free agency because they have to be.
Oh,
they got no choice. 25 guys.
Oh,
I mean, they won't find anybody.
Johnny boy, don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself, Johnny boy. Let me just tell you right now what's finna happen. Okay.
They'll re-sign all their guys.
No, they might sign some of their dudes back, but they're not finna go out in free agency and go get you a bunch of guys. They're gonna go out in free agency and get you some Jordan Phillips and Linval Josephs and Cavante or DeMonte KZ's. J-Ron Curses, Brent Urbans. That's what they're going to do and draft. Yeah, a bunch of draft picks, John. They're not going to go get you no dudes for real, brother. Don't set yourself up, man.
27 guys, and they probably lose 20 of them. I mean, I think this is the year where they literally let go of 20. I just can't look at the list and go, you got to bring that guy back. You got to bring that guy back. You got to bring that guy back. The guys you want to bring back are the guys that are secretly free agents that you wouldn't think, like Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell.
And I think those are like restricted, right?
Next year. Oh, I think they are, but still, you're going to wind up bringing some guys back, and it's going to be not that many guys. I think as a result, they're going to have to play a little bit in free agency, not like where they're going to go in the first week.
Sure. They'll play in free agency. They're going to play day 7 of free agency.
Oh, yeah. Oh, week 7 free agency.
You're right. Hey, man, I'll be too kind. I'll be way too kind. Week 7. Free agency for the Cowboys starts in July.
Exactly. But I don't know how they're going to fill out the team. I mean, it's ridiculous. How many unrestricted, undrafted free agents can they sign? They seem to have more luck in the undrafted.
Don't you worry about that, John. They'll fill the team out. How many picks Cowboys? The Cowboys probably got like 10 picks, so there's 10 right there, right? They'll probably sign back like 7 of their guys. You talked about Anger being one, Wanye and Bell, or I think they're restricted. I think you could put the restricted tag on them. I got to go back and look. They could easily get up to, was it 27 you said? They could easily get up to 17 to 20 by bringing back the drafting all their guys that they're going to keep. That's what they do. Undrafted free agents, they keep a gang of those guys, bringing back a bunch of their dudes that they in 27 free agents, maybe they bring back 7, 8, or 9 of them, and then sign some bottom barrel. That's how they operate, bro. I have no worries about them filling this roster out with a bunch of average guys. Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you what, it's you feel a little sad when Jeff Kavanaugh puts together a plan at the beginning of the year that makes so much sense. That if they had done the Jeff Kavanaugh plan, just put one out of the air. If they'd done the Jeff Kavanaugh plan, they'd be 6-2 right now. They'd be whatever. Yeah. If they did the Sky Walker Steele plan, they'd be 6-2 right now. If they did the Vox Lombardi plan, they'd have been 7-1.
Hey man,
so it's hilarious.
I don't pretend to know more than these guys. I don't. I just try to follow the trends around the league and I see what works around the league, and we purposefully don't do these things because we want to do it our way. But then you got these people that put on these Superman capes for the front office and act like these guys are out here doing an amazing job. These guys suck. I'm sorry, but I digress.
It's hard. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I wonder if this is the year they don't like their guys. That's my only.
John, you about to make me go look.
That lingers.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2020. John, you just gave me an extra segment. Should I do it now? This is an off-season question, but I mean, it just got me curious here. I didn't know. So let me see. No, we want to go to all positions. Dallas Cowboys. Let me see. They not bringing back Brandon Cooks. They haven't. I could see them re-signing Eric Kendricks. Mm-hmm. Like we said, Eric Kendricks, Jordan Lewis, Brian Anger counts. We gotta put Brian Anger up in there. Zach and D-Law, I think that's a wrap. Oh boy, it gets damn, John. It gets a little rough after that. Oh, okay, Chauncey. I can see them bring back Chauncey. I can see them bringing back Brock. And then you got so Marquise, Turpin, Wanye are all restricted. I can see them putting the restricted on. That's 3 right there, right? They're restricted guys. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. So at 1, 2, 3, Brock 4, Chauncey 5, Trent C 6, They're going to bring back Cooper Rush. 7. Jordan, let's see what J. Lou. I'm 7 in a possible. Anger 8. Kendricks 9. So there you go right there. I gave you 9 guys. 9 plus, we're going to call it 10 picks. That's 19 players right there. 4 or about 4 undrafted guys. Now we're up to 23. And then they're going to sign some bottom barrel. That's how they're going to figure this. That's what they're going to do. At least that's been their MO. I would love to be wrong here. And these boys be like, hey man, we're gonna make some moves. We really gonna try. Come on, man. You know how to you know how we do. Capafella. Forever. Come on, man. Stop it. Don't set yourself up for failure. We get a couple more. We overtime. We way in overtime. Good Lord. And it's like a million calls. We'll have to pick this up tomorrow. I'm not finna do this for 3 hours. Who did I just click on? Mississippi Cowboy. What's up?
Hey man. I just wanted to bring a couple things up that I saw from the game last night.
Sure.
I heard you mention, about Mike McCarthy. His play calling, man, it's just inconsistent. It's like you
That's
watching.
being nice.
It's like you watching the game. It's like you watching the game still, and it's like he's not even confident in himself, at all. He just coaches nervous, man. And then the thing is, I feel like Mike is, of course, trying to do his job. But I just feel like he's just not good at it right now. He's just not. On 3rd and 5, you run a read option on 3rd and 5 with Hunter Lumpy. Bro, you just killed that whole drive. It's simple. It's stuff like that. I'm like, are you trying to get yourself fired, bro? What's the deal with that? And then when things are working, he runs away from it. Why are you running away from what's work? Why are you running away from what is working? I don't get it. It's like he's just not confident in himself. I don't understand what his issue is, and I give credit to Zimmer. Zimmer's doing the best he can with what he's got. And
Mississippi Cowboy, just say it with me here. He's not good at his job. I'm done trying to sugarcoat it. He's not good at his job. So now I need 4, 88, 87, this offensive line to overcome that. That's just is what it is, man. And I'm gonna get to the supers here in a second, because one of the talking points coming out of this game is Dak not using his legs or whatever. Dak is done. Dak can't run no more, bro. He can't run no more. So you got to design stuff to where you ain't worried about that. Anyway, well, Sky, if he's a statue, Jared Goff can't move. Yet he's a part of a scheme that doesn't care if he can. I digress.
Yes, exactly. He threw 85 yards. 85 yards.
Yeah, I ain't even talking about that. Just he can't run. He can't run. But
he has a run game.
Exactly. Come on now.
That run game that he got.
Come on.
Man, I tell you, I think Detroit, he got the best run game in the league right now. Best O-line in the league right now.
Oh, well, but yeah, for sure. But there's a deliberate effort to be balanced, because hey man, I can't, my guy can't, he's not about to be running around and getting 50 yards and again, right? There's a deliberate effort to get under center, run the ball, use play action, use pre-snap, snap, misdirection to get guys off their spot so the rush doesn't get to you, the linebackers thinking safety. There's a deliberate effort to put pressure on the defense for a quarterback that can't move. Now, that can move better than Goff, but not that much better. I think it's a wrap for him, running in that standpoint. Would I like to see him, try? Sure, but bro is slow as molasses, bro. It's a wrap, dog. Just admit that.
Yeah. Still, what do you think about the O-line as far as
it's not good.
The blocking, because they're not getting to the second level. They're not getting there. It's like when they're run blocking, it looks like they're pass blocking. They're just in the same spot where they get off their stand. They're not getting to the second level.
Mississippi, you've been watching the show, right?
Yeah.
How long I've been saying that? How long I've been saying that for months. Finally, some people starting to get around to it. But for months, I've been talking about this O-line cannot get to the same. That's why I'm an advocate for the things I was talking about going into this game, because it'll help that offensive line. It'll make these linebackers think. It'll get your linemen out in space, maybe get some zone, instead of trying to run power or duo and get into the second. We can't do that stuff well, man. We just don't do it well. Now, in regards to yesterday, I have to, you got to give Zeke credit for when he did get downhill. Like the 11-yard run, it was not Zeke trying to get to a toss on the outside. It was not them trying to get cute. It was, hey, just give me a crease. Zeke will find it. And he got straight downhill, dipped his head down, and got some extra yards. He fought for some extra yards. They used him the right way, right? Then Dalvin Cook gets in there. I mean, he didn't do much of anything. I didn't see no wide zone that they talked about. I didn't see guys getting out in space, the perimeter that they talked about. It was pretty much more of the same. But for Ezekiel Elliott's case, there was some success. So why not go back to that? Why not try to, the game on the line with 3 minutes, you don't have to act like it's 30 seconds. You can try to get some 6-7 yards on the first play. And let's keep the chains moving. We came out there, bro, spread it out. Hunter Lipke's in the backfield. Shots out on Lipke. And threw the ball 50 yards downfield. Like we was down by 50 with 30 seconds left. I give up on this whole thing, man. Like in regards to this whole offense.
Yeah, it's bad still because I'm gonna just say one last thing I'm gonna say, man, before I get out of here.
Sure.
I don't want Cowboy Nation and nobody to ridicule me for this, because this is probably gonna be a wild take, and I don't want it to happen. I'm actually scared for it to happen because I think I believe they're gonna move on from Mike after the season's over. And I feel like Jerry Jones, they're gonna screw up the head coaching job, which means I think we say we want a young-minded head coach, and I feel like Jerry Jones is gonna let us down by doing that. I feel like I'm concerned. My biggest concern is I just hope the Cowboys do not bring Kellen Moore as head coach. That better not happen. Because I feel like that's something Jerry Jones would do, and I'm really concerned about that right now. I just don't think Jerry has it in him to get the right coach up in here. I don't. I just don't see it. The last time he's had a good coach here is Parcells, but ever since then, like we haven't gotten anybody. We haven't gotten anybody in here, and I'm worried that Kellen Moore is going to be the next head coach for Dallas, and it's going to be the same cycle, bro. And that's my biggest fear right now. I'm concerned that we're not going to get a coach like Ben Johnson.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, that's legitimate concerns that they won't get it right. They haven't. Like you said, they only got it right, in my opinion, twice. And that was Jimmy Johnson and Bill Parcells. I think those two coaches kind of changed the trajectory of your franchise in two different eras. But I mean, all we got is hope. All we got is hope. If they sign, like, Kellen Moore as a head coach to me is, brother, I don't know. I don't know how much growing he's done. If you want to talk about Kellen Moore, being an offense coordinator for somebody, sure, but an actual leader of men, like that's the difference, right? Like, can you galvanize an organization? Can you motivate these guys game day? Then obviously, can you put the game plans together? You got to be worried about everything now. I don't think that's the right direction to go. Give me some guys with more skins on the wall. If we're going to go with a first, when I say skins, I mean if you're going to go with a first-time head coach, well, give me a guy who's been around a little bit longer, doing this a little bit longer than Kellen. And they don't got to be like a 50, 60-year-old dude. I'm just saying, Kellen quite literally just started coaching in 2019. Like he's still trying to figure this thing out, so. And it's Kellen. Yeah, it's Kellen Moore, man. I'm not trusting him to lead, man. I would do my research with somebody else. Yeah. That's just me.
Only hope is that Philadelphia fires, Sirianni and they move up Kellen. That's my only hope.
He don't seem like a Philadelphia type of head coach either, but
yeah, they probably. I don't think he could make it out of Philly.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the time still. I'm gonna go and listen to the rest of your show.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
No problem.
He did put that juju out there, man. Would it be surprising? That's Jerry's guy. All right? That's the prodigal son. That's the guy you kept around when you brought in your head coach and said, no, sir, it's his ship. You just a passenger. So, it wouldn't shock me, but we're talking about head coach. That's different, bro. But anyway, let's get to some of these super chats. Appreciate y'all. A lot of supers, man. Is this what it take to get a bunch of super? Man, shit, let me drop my cash app, man. Y'all get if y'all get this mad and want to drop the bread, drop it in the cash app. I got you. Boy, man, we need to lose to drop the bread. Y'all funny. Where we at here? Or let's go all the way down to Bayou City G713. Appreciate you. He dropped 2 and said, quote, he said, Jerry, quote, we're all in on trying to kill our fans. God dang. Appreciate you, Bayou City.
Super chat.
Calvin dropped 5. Calvin? He said, Sky, sorry to say it, man, but this team is no closer to winning the Super Bowl as it was when it went 1-15. With JJ as general manager, wash, rinse, repeat. I mean, come on, man.
Super chat.
Truth only dropped two times, corrected himself here. He said, you sure you don't want to be the OC, Sky? Nah, man, we had a little joke on Twitter. I would rather be in the front office. If we did like a little content creator, like, positions and stuff, I'd rather be in the front office. I'm too. I'll be like Nick Saban cussing people out on the sidelines and stuff, man. Nah. Let me be in the front office, man. Donovan, not Wilson.
Super chat.
Drop 5 and said, we're drafting O-line or QB first round. Boy, what is you smoking? I think this game kind of sealed Dak's narrative. Donovan, did you just start watching football yesterday? Appreciate the super chat, but there's no way in hell they're drafting a quarterback in the first round. What are you talking about, bro?
Super chat.
Dro Nose dropped 5 and said, Kittle cooks Dono every game. I'm scouting the college players already. Really liking Xavier Watson, safety from Notre Dame. Yeah, it's starting to get there, ain't it? I got to start digging into college already. That sucks, man. Let's see.
Super chat.
X-Common 219 drop 5. Didn't A-Rod tell us years ago that Mike's offense was stale? He's looking worse than Kellen Moore. Yeah. I don't know if I still got it here, but yeah, we I don't have it. We talked about it. I showed a couple of the articles or what have you where, Aaron talked about, but not just Aaron, like actual players that were analyzing the game at that time literally came out and were saying the same things that you're seeing right now.
Super chat.
G-Dub dropped 5 again and said, instead of punting on the season, I would rather Jerry start a GoFundMe to pay off the coach's salary to get him up out of here. The fans would pay. Yeah, that's another thing coming out of this whole situation is that he's not going to get rid of these coaches because he doesn't want to pay them to sit on the couch. Right? We know the bottom line business for him.
Super chat.
And then Josh dropped 5. We talked about running. He said, I know the scheme is terrible, but we need Ford to just use his legs. We could move the chains, ask him to run for 4 yards, not asking a lot. It's asking a lot. He can't do it, bro. Like, I mean, sure, he can step up and try to get you 2-3 yards, I guess. But have you watched him run? Have you watched him run? I don't see it no more, man. Don't see it no more. So I'm trying to figure out ways to get this thing going without having him run. Now, scrambling is one thing. Stepping up, playing outside the 2.3, but that's even becoming predictable. Like, you know what he's going to do. All right, we drop back, make the tackle, run the hump, step up, and step out. There it is. And he's not going to outrun nobody. So now it's trying to make a play. And he did that in one of the, I can't remember if it was a touchdown drive or the field goal drive. Drops back, nothing's there, steps up, steps out, and he hits CeeDee Lamb on the over route for like 15 yards or whatever. That's like 1 out of 5 times that happens. And I may be generous. So I just think it's a wrap for him moving like that, bro. And that was that. All right, you know how it is Mondays. It's really a emotional type of reaction day. Today we'll dig into the film. Tomorrow we'll look at mostly offense. I mean, I know a lot of people are giving moral victories to the defense. Look, the defense ain't going to do much for you this year, brother. 500 yards. The first time since 2012, the defense has given up 240 plus rushing yards and passing yards. Y'all want me to sit here and stop it? The defense is what it is, man. They hurt, they battered, they bruised. They're not good. I don't have any. I'm sorry. It is what it is with them boys. You're going to need the offense to win you these games and to push you to, I don't even want to say the word no more, but that's what you're going to need. So we're going to take a look at the O. We're going to cringe a little bit. We're going to look at some of the things that did work and why we didn't use them again. I don't know. That's just how we do here, man. They're making this thing hard, though. They're making this thing hard, bro. They're making this thing hard. But I'm going to press this button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
And get up out of here. There's a whole, man, it's about to be a very interesting day here. Very interesting day across the social medias, the YouTubes, the Twitters. Shall I get through it? The day is like therapy, though, right? Monday therapy session. We see y'all tomorrow. We get back to the football aspect. We out here. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye!